Well, from those very sad developments, let's focus on Easter. And any long-distance commercial bus leaving Accra to any part of the country will have someone acting as a spokesperson throughout the journey. His job will, among other things, prompt the driver of indisciplined conduct in the course of the journey and report to the nearest police for quick responses to avert preventable road accidents. Now, launching the initiative at the VIP bus terminal, Director General of Police Public Relations, DCOP Kwesifori, says the service will ensure an incident-free Easter.
3 months ago, the Inspector General of Police and members of his administration paid a working visit to the Palm and Chroma Circle, visiting 8 unions, met 8 unions for the first time, and also extended his visit to the VIP transport yard. And following mutual discussion between the executives of the transport union and the IGP pledged that before many days, his administration will introduce Passenger Spokesperson project. Among other things, it means that every movement of the VIP buses to other parts of the country will have a spokesperson, and that spokesperson will be appointed by the passengers themselves, and the coordinating agency will be the VIP. And this is a prototype, an initiative being put forward to be extended to other transport organizations, movements, and unions. It's simply to stop road carnage and accidents on our roads. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the executives of the VIP, the media, this is the maiden lunch.
Well, General Manager of the VIP bus service, Frimpong Manso Adakabre, welcomed the initiative but was warning against interference.
2021, VIP transport has not recorded a single incident on the highway. We have also assured the general public that come this Easter, bearing in mind any unforeseen contingency, we expect that VIP will not record any incident. So, having to bring about a spokesperson on board the coach, this is a very laudable program, to the extent that we want our drivers and our drivers' mates to be well aware of their circumstances whilst they are in charge of the coach. And incidentally, technically, we would not want our drivers to be distracted whilst they are in charge of the coach. But at the same time, VIP is a law-abiding company, and VIP is conscious of safety of the public. Thereby, whenever anybody boards a VIP transport, we expect to travel with the person in humility and with respect. So whenever a bus moves and we elect a spokesperson, VIP is going to collaborate with the Ghana Police Service to ensure that amongst the passengers, a VIP buses either is a 30-seater or a 50-seater. Either of the two seating configuration, VIP would assist the Ghana Police Service for us all to agree amongst the 50 passengers or the 30 passengers, one to become the spokesperson for the day, and then we would assure the person to be on the seat number 3.
Well, tied to all of that, the police service is currently on some of the highways deploying personnel to enforce the initiative. Superintendent Alexander Obeng, Director in charge of Public Affairs of the service, joins us live with some details. Supo, it's a pleasure having you. Now, which roads will benefit from this exercise?
Thank you very much for the opportunity. First of all, we want to appreciate the support we are giving to this police public Transport Owners Agreement project,
Right.
which has one of the offshoots being Passenger Spokesperson. And for the launch, your president was first, and we want to thank you and appreciate that. Having said that, it came at the right time because given the road safety situation in the country for the first quarter, we have seen that there are marginal gains in terms of, compared with the same period last year, minimal crashes, minimal impact in terms of mortality and fatality. Even in the area of motorcycle, they seem to be scaling down. And therefore, with this initiative, among others, and given our routine deployment during Easter, we have seen a significant increase in terms of police presence and saturation. Such that on the N6, we begin to see an increase in deployment from Accra to Nkoko and beyond, and also on at the epicenter where the paragliding is ongoing and is adjoining social interactive and activities, including exhibitions and other ongoing. And we've seen police officers deployed, some on motorbikes, some on patrol vehicles, some are static duty points, and even some that cannot be seen because they are detectives among others, all with the view that we will be there to deliver or are delivering police traffic services and enforcement services and security services, so that in the end, when it has to do with movement, it will be free and safe, there will be minimal crashes, and where there is a need to ensure that we assist that many that are passing through on the corridor, those who are attending will also have a space to interact. And
Right.
that's why we have one of the biggest command centers around Paeso, and with our police operational command in headquarters, having joined hands with the Eastern Regional Command and with the Director General Motor Traffic and Transport Department, with all the motor traffic officers who are patrolling strategic duty junctions and stretches with motorbikes among others. We hope that together with other areas of interest, particularly at the beach and all others that normally expect unusual and increased vehicular movement, as well as gatherings, including those other social gatherings that normally are promoted by chiefs and people of communities to take full advantage of the citizens and residents who either will not be there, but because of the occasion of Easter, they make themselves available and participate in socio-economic development of communities, and mostly who also use the roads and all that, and they are always expecting police service to ensure that they have safer communities, safer movement, and safer gathering. And so, in Nkoko area, we are present on the corridors, we are there, and we hope that all others that are either moving staff force of Norfolk will ensure that they also respond to police requests in terms of directions as to what to do among others and comply with other traffic signs.
Just confirm for me, Supo, how many police officers are you deploying for this exercise?
I pray that you leave the numbers to us. But as I said, we are very active and proactive in terms of our deployment. Like that, like I've said, you see a number of motorcycles numbering about 28 patrolling and sweeping between Accra all the way to Nkoko.
Right.
And within the vicinity, you see a lot of speed. With the patrol teams, you see as many as possible. And those who are traffic police duty point, I don't want to say innumerable, but they have enough to saturate to ensure that our presence will give assurance, and our presence will ensure that people will have access to exercise their freedom of movement, interaction, and to participate in this festivity. Having said that, we are not only concentrating our effort in the Eastern region and in particular on the NC, and then Nkoko and TBA and Obomin and Price and other. We are also looking at all the other 18 police regions where these international and national occasions are being celebrated by Christians. And of course, we also record that because of the COVID impact, our compatriots who have business states along the Gulf of Guinea, the coast, in Accra, all the way to Pepper Point and all the way to Aflao had a challenge because people were not congregating. Now people are tripping, and it calls for police presence to ensure that people celebrate immigration. And all these areas are one part of our government strategy. And so we have spread all over to ensure that while these nucleus of celebrations are also being taken care of, it is also clear that in our communities, our routine deployment to ensure that people who have gone out, our compatriots and residents who have gone out there to celebrate Easter will not be caught by criminals who will also come home and break in. We are also there, and we call on the community members to ensure that when they are leaving homes, we try as much as possible to leave a little security that will alert them. Again, we also pray that anytime there's any incident, people should quickly inform us on our hotline 191 and 18555, and also 0302 773 906 for quick response and assistance.
All right. In respect of the Passenger Spokesperson initiative, how are you guarding against its being compromised? I mean, in terms of the passengers, because in this instance, it's the passengers themselves who have to elect someone.
Oh, I think that already, there's we are coming from a situation where all of us were telling passengers to be bold, and passengers are becoming very bold, and national security has also been encouraging things. And the transport operators who are frontline are also involved. The drivers are being sensitized by the transport operators. Passengers are being admonished. All that is required is that among the passengers, one will be selected to occupy seat 3 beside the driver at the near side. And that will position him or her to always be particular about the posturing of the driver and in traffic behavior that may impact on safety and compromise, and alert him in a very civil manner, and also inform his colleagues on board as to what is going on, and that if the driver becomes aloof or irresponsive, then of course we will trigger 191, 18555, or compel the driver respectively to pull over at a police station by abating the road, or any police patrol team on the road for necessary action to be taken in order to avert preventable crashes on our road.
What's in this for the traveling public and the passengers keeping check on the driver?
Please come again, sir.
I'm saying, what is in it for the traveling public and for the passengers?
I think for the clarion objective of ensuring that the protection of vehicle occupants is the main objective of this strategy. I think that Ghanaians have bought into it. All that it requires is that there won't be any resistance from the transport of people or the driver. Otherwise, for passengers, it is passenger safety oriented. And therefore, we don't see any resistance on the part of or that any passenger also will expect any sort of reward. But the reward has to do with safety and the fact that they will be also co-driving because they will make input in the way they want to ensure that the driver does not unlawfully overtake. It does not face oncoming car dangerously. It does not drive on mobile phones. It does not necessarily talking and doing all manner of things, fidgeting and disrespecting other motorists and all that. That eventually will endanger other passengers and other road users. And in this light, any other thing that will be motivational alongside if there's any will be communicated.
Superintendent Obeng, we're grateful for your time with us this morning. Superintendent Alexander Obeng there giving us details about this operation.